Hi, this is Roshan from Sweet Eve Science, and today I'm going to show you how to design a shaker for any number. You can also apply the same principles to any letter. So let's get started. So first we're going to start with the number or the letter. If you search this image, which I'll put in the description box, it will take you to a number 3. And once you get to that number 3, you can click on View All Images, and it will bring up the image sets. You need to look at Nate's ABC. You can see here there's lots of different letters and numbers in italics and not in italics that are quite bold and good for making this type of shaker. In this instance, I'm going to use the 3. We're going to make the number slightly bigger so it's easier to work with. And then we're going to apply a really thin offset. You can try 0.08. The offset feature in Design Space can often be a bit temperamental. So when I give you an offset number, it's just an estimate. You may need to mess around with it. Now we're going to slice these 2 images. That's going to give us our very small thin border. You can delete the inner 3s as these are no longer required. Now we're going to make our shaker frame. So we're going to apply an offset, try 0.08, and apply another offset, make it slightly bigger, 0.09. And then continue that until you have 6 in total. Now change the colours. I like to do this so I can visualise the project in my mind, but this is an optional step. Now group these images, and then we're going to duplicate them and weld. We're then going to contour the welded image, and this will be the backing of our shaker. So hide all contours, but make sure you leave any inner parts of the number unhidden. We're then going to need to duplicate this backing, and we're going to turn it to grey, and this is going to represent our acetate layer. Centre the back, align, centre and group. And that's our main shaker done. Now we're going to search for an image. I will put the details in the description box. This is going to give us the scales or the spikes that we want for the back of the letter. So we'll need to contour and hide everything except for the spikes on the back of the dinosaur. Now grab a flattened oval shape from the left-hand shapes panel. We're going to use this to slice the spikes. This will mean that we will be able to have all the spikes separately, and then we can control them and position them where we would like them to be. Now go ahead and grab your oval and position it over just one of the spikes, making sure it's not connecting with the other spike, and then slice. You will need to delete the duplicate and the shape that you've used to slice. Repeat this process a few times. You may need to unlock your shape to make it slightly bigger or smaller in order to cover exactly the space that you're trying to slice. Another way that you could also do this process is to use the contouring tool. So go into your contours, and then you will just hide the shapes that you don't want and leave the spikes that you do. So there's 2 ways to do this, whichever way you find easiest. Now that you have a number of spikes in different sizes, you're just going to arrange them alongside the back of the number or letter. There is absolutely no right or wrong way of doing this. It's really just about positioning it in a way that you think looks nice, and that works with your theme. Now group, duplicate and weld. This is going to be the backing for your main shaker. You can change the colour to fit in with the theme. I'm just going to make mine the same colour as the inside of my shaker. Then I'm going to delete all the spikes. Now we're going to grab a circle from the left-hand shapes panel, and we're going to add them to the spikes almost like little dots. The reason we're doing this is going to allow us to slice through and allow us to see the colour at the back behind this shape. Just repeat this process, duplicating and resizing the dots. Again, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. We just want to make sure that each spike has at least one dot. Now we're going to hide the original shape, select all and weld. The reason I suggest that you do this is because now this will act as one shape. Now unhide the original shape and slice. If you were to not weld, you would have to slice every individual dot, and that would be very time consuming. Now delete the dots you no longer require. Now, as you can see, this is going to go at the back of the shaker number 3. It actually looks quite nice as it is, so if you were quite happy with this, you could skip the next step. Now we're going to apply an offset. Try 0.09. Contour and hide all contours except for the inner part of the letter or number. Apply the offset again. Now we're going to grab an oval from the left-hand shapes panel. We're going to repeat the process that we did before, but this time instead of using circles, we're going to use ovals. You just need to move them around and position them wherever you want them to be. Again, just try and where you can to have it on each of the spikes. Now we're going to hide all of the offsets. And just like before, we're going to select all of the ovals and weld. Then we need to unhide the original offset only. And then we're going to slice. This is going to give us the oval shape sliced into this first offset as well as the dots. Delete the duplicate ovals, but keep the originals. Now we're going to unhide the second offset and we're going to slice just the oval shapes into this offset. Hide the original offset to help you to do this more easily. Delete all of the dots and then unhide all of the other layers. You're going to need to rearrange them, send some to the front, some to the back, align, center and group. Now you can change the colours to fit the colours of your themes. And as you can see, you can now see the green layer and the yellow layer through. This creates quite a cool effect. Now rearrange your shaker and then align it up and group. And that's your spikes done. We're now going to search for another image. I'll put the details in the description box. This is going to bring up the dinosaur mask. So position your dinosaur mask and resize it where you'd want it to sit. Depending on the number or the letter that you're using, you will need to work out where's the best place for it to sit. And then you're going to duplicate this shape and weld it. Then using the contouring tool, you will need to hide all contours and change this to white. This will act as the eyes of your dinosaur. Duplicate this shape 2 more times. Then arrange, align, center and group. And that's your dinosaur done. So now we're going to do our text. You need to search for dinosaur tracks. This is actually a Cricut Design Space text, so there's no requirement for you to download anything externally and bring it in. I'm going to type out my name, which is Theo. I'm then going to ungroup these words and move all of these closer together. I want the letters to connect at the top. Make sure once you've done this, you align at the bottom and group, but not weld, as this will affect the offset. Now we're going to make the text quite big. This will just help our offset to work a little bit better. I applied an offset, try 0.09. And then I applied this twice more. Now duplicate the back layer and hide all of the contours. Align, center and group. And resize and change the colours. And that's your text done. Now we're going to search for the leaf image. I'll put the details in the description box. Now this leaf does come with an offset, but I don't like how big it is. So I created my own offset, try 0.08 and then change the colour. Duplicate this 3 times. These leaves are going to sit underneath our text, so you're going to need to resize and position. You might want to move the text in front, it makes it slightly easier to work with. Now just move them around and change the sizes until it looks right. Make sure to duplicate a leaf for later. Now group these images together. Arrange and send the image to the front. Resize and position. You will need to mess around with it until you get it exactly where you want it. You want to make sure that the leaves are in a nice position and complement the shaker. Now group the leaves together as you got them in the position you want them to be in. Duplicate and weld. Arrange and group. Now send our text to the front. I forgot to mention, make sure that you duplicate the back part of the text. This will help to give us more dimension when we assemble. Arrange and group the text together. Now group the text and the leaves together. Duplicate and weld. Arrange and group. Make sure you're happy with where everything is positioned. Then we're going to head over to the spare leaf that we duplicated. Duplicate that leaf 6 more times. After I assembled my topper, I decided to add just a few more leaves in the back of the shaker. So you can attempt that now, but even if you want to cut more leaves at the end and put them on, it really doesn't matter, because we are not applying an offset to this. Group everything together. Duplicate and weld. As you can see, when I welded, there were some strange gaps. So I just went into my contour and closed those out, making sure to leave the circle at the middle still open. Now we're going to apply an offset to this outer shape. Try 0.1 and then change it to grey. This will be our acetate. I like to add this on the back of a shaker because I just think it gives it a special touch, but this is an optional step. I also forgot to mention, if you want to hide the stick and also to give it more stability, I would suggest duplicating the main backing. And that's your Dinosaur number shaker topper done. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. The assembly video for this tutorial will be out next week. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And watch all of my other tutorials. I add one to my YouTube channel per week. Take care. Thank you. Bye.